Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Okay, everything good? Make sure we plugged in. Did Bitcoin not just tap like over 70,000? Let me refresh this thing real quick. Almost threw me off my notes for a minute. It's all good. Yeah. Look, every let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this real quick. We're not gonna have too long of an intro today, but listen, this is what I'm talking about. These are all the smart people who think, like I'm gonna put a sale order at $70,000. Watch a lot of these people get wrecked. It's probably gonna be there's gonna be all kinds of stuff going on. Longs wrecked, shorts wrecked, all this leverage and stuff, but people gonna do it anyways because people it's just weird. I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than anybody or anybody's dumb, but so yeah, it tapped 70,000. I'm pretty sure a lot of people had sell orders in at $70,000 thinking they were being smart, but you missed the long term gains. Like y'all know what I preach on this channel all the time. Get in the good ones and hold them and that's how you do it. But it's a little euphoria. We had some for a minute and now we back down to 666, but it's all good. 68,006. It's trying to do a little retrace, but listen, let me tell y'all, we still, whether you think we're at the beginning, the middle of the beginning, the middle of the cycle, from last cycle, whatever, it's still a good time to be holding. The prices they're going to go up from where they are. Yeah, it may go down in the short term, but don't be trying to trade this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So I wonder what's going on there. It could be a number of things. I guess we'll have that news story later tomorrow. It could be leverage. It could be all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure leverage played a part in that though, or people just having sell orders at 70,000, and then you got smarter traders like, oh, the price is falling. I'm about to sell out. And anyway, I preach that enough on the channel, but it's good to say it every day in case somebody is new. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. I know I'm supposed to do all that cool intro stuff and all that stuff, and have some techno music in the beginning, but we chill over here. But I surprisingly that started literally like 30 seconds before I got on stream. But let's just talk about the news. We'll answer some questions of the day, talk about some altcoins, and answer any of those questions you guys may have. Yeah, let me get this open here. So first, it's hard to even change the tab because now I got to open the window to watch the price, but I'll leave it alone for now. But so first story today, we got a lot of Grayscale has been selling off a lot of their trust and whatever GPTC, Bitcoin Trust or whatever, and it's been like 10 billion withdrawn since the beginning of these ETFs around in January or whatever. But even with all that $10 billion being withdrawn, the price has still been going up a lot. So once we can finish off all these little sell-offs from GBTC and stuff, the price will really start moving. There's a lot of bullish metrics on. I probably won't even be able to talk about them all today because I know you guys come for altcoins and stuff, but you got to know what's going on in the market so you know how your altcoins are going to move. But even with all that money coming out of Bitcoin, the price has still been moving up, like tremendously. So when all that sell-off pressure is gone and we really have broken 70,000 for real, and it's in price discovery, it's going to be crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, see. Yeah, I guess it's good. I turned this chart off. Oh, it was good for a minute. But yeah, so Fidelity had a good day yesterday. So we had about another 500 million coming into Bitcoin. And like I said, I said this yesterday, like once the halving comes here, it's almost like the equivalent of having $1 billion come in per day on these ETFs or whatever. So yeah, and then there's a lot of talk back and forth. People saying, well, the money is really into the ETF, into the actual exchange traded fund, and not, straight into the market or whatever. But what it does cause people to speculate on it because they see, a lot of people buying Bitcoin, they see it going into the ETF. ETF makes it look more legit. So when people see stuff like BlackRock and the Bitcoin ETFs and all the money flowing in, it will make them want to come to, the Coinbases or the Binances and buy Bitcoin on the market, causing a supply shock and causing the price to go up. So yeah, we won't get too technical, but I mean that is what it is. So it's going to draw a lot of retail investors in and just people in general. This one's really interesting. Maybe I should have saved this to later because it's kind of a big story or whatever. But we just gonna do it in this order, and I'll pretty much read what it has here. So it says BlackRock has filed. excuse me. BlackRock has filed with the SEC that it will buy Bitcoin ETFs from their own funds. I don't know if y'all know who BlackRock is by now, but I talk about them quite a bit on the channel. But they got a lot of money, put it that way. They have $10 trillion in assets under management. Another 20 trillion of the funds used were their Aladdin platform to make portfolio allocations. BlackRock has stated that the optimal Bitcoin allocation is 84.9% of a portfolio. Now, this one I do got to dig into a lot. I do get, there's a lot of news on Twitter or X about crypto because there's some sites you can go to. So I want to dig into that some more. But I know when it was first started, they were saying like 0.5%, and then some said 2%, 4%. Then we went to 24%. Now people saying 84.9%. But anyway, BlackRock has stated that the optimal Bitcoin allocation is 84.9% of a portfolio. Of course, few will do this, but we now have the world's biggest fund manager telling investors to get off zero. Ernest and Trust estimates 200 trillion of institutional assets could not touch Bitcoin until an ETF was approved. Well, now they can. So what happens is they get off of zero, 0.5%, a 0.5, not 1%, but a 0.5 allocation from a pool of $200 trillion is an enormous $1 trillion. Is that math correct? I think about that math. But yeah, it is. So $1 trillion. The Bitcoin total market cap right now is $1.32 trillion as of now. A multiplier of 5 to 10 could push Bitcoin to the price of $600K to $1.2 million. Now, I know y'all, a lot of people said it's too bullish. Some people have said it's conservative, but my price point for Bitcoin this cycle, I still say, my price point is more like 115,000. But listen, y'all, if it gets to these crazy numbers here, everybody won't make it, but if you're here this early, and if you're in my Patreon, in my group, and even on this channel, you should do very well. If Bitcoin gets to 600K, that's just, I'm gonna have to really help y'all control y'all emotions. Like seriously, like I said, it's important. I say this all the time. It's important to control your euphoric and your depression. Like you can't let these price swings move you too much. Like I said, we addressed it as we came on the channel today that it crossed over 70,000. And now I'm gonna go back and show you. This is playing this little game. It's been, you can't see a new line, but this same line has been going up and down, up and down, up and down. It went down to about 66,000 for a minute, but it keeps bouncing around or whatever. I'm not trying to trade it. People trying to trade in these volatile markets are crazy to me. Like that's foolishness. I'm going to stick in my tokens like I do. But anyway, I can't believe I brought this one up, but it's whatever. So there's probably a lot of different stuff I can talk about Bitcoin, but there's a couple of articles I want to talk about today. And then I know Friday is really trying to answer you guys' questions. And once again, listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, the cycle is getting so fast. Okay, let me say this. The cycle is getting so fast and moving so fast right now that I'm not saying I can't, but usually on Fridays I try to answer like 5 or 7 picks that you guys asked about. I mean, I still can ask, look at the ones that you're talking about on stream. Hold on, y'all. I think I got sound back, but I'm gonna have to fix something again. Man, let me tell y'all something. Batteries don't last the way they used to. When you used to put in your remote control car, So let me change these batteries. They about to go out again. I hope y'all didn't miss too much. I'm about to change the batteries, so y'all hold on. This streams be funny, don't they? So the question is, how much of that did y'all miss? Oh man. I okay, let's see where we were at. Oh man, I hope you guys didn't miss too much. So my last thing I was talking about was the BlackRock bringing their I was talking about BlackRock bringing using their own funds to buy the ETF. Did you guys hear pretty much of that? It was last minute. Okay, so I think I got most of that. I had think I by then I had a pretty good. I mean, everything I say I think is important, but I'm gonna start back here at Binance. Somebody said, "Can you repeat all that again?" Um, so well, I'll glimpse over it. So pretty much, like I said, BlackRock is using their own assets. They have $10 trillion worth of assets and some other ones on the side. And people are saying, if 0.5% of that comes into the market, that that'll be $1 trillion added into Bitcoin, which could move the price to 600,000. And I was just saying, if the price gets up to 600,000, oh no, there's no. It's Chuckling. Are you playing with me? You said 3 minutes. It hasn't been 3 minutes for real. Oh man, I hope it wasn't 3 minutes. So anyway, like I said, okay. So all the money is coming into Bitcoin. If they have another $1 trillion coming in, people think that the Bitcoin could get to $600,000. And like I said, I say this all the time. Once that money starts to flow back into altcoins, you can get a lot more gains than even you were probably thinking you were going to get. So I was just saying, control your emotions. Not to let things to control your emotions, whether the price is going up or down, because we don't really try to trade in and out of the market. You just try to find good plays early and hold them. Oh, the other part I was talking about, I don't know. I'm just repeating because I don't know if you guys heard it, but I was saying that usually I try to take your picks on Friday, the ones you asked about in the past, and review them at the end and do like 5 to 7 or 9 picks or whatever. But I was saying that I'm always looking at between 40 to 60 tokens like that are coming out in the future, seeing what the development is. So like I said, when I'm quiet in the Discord, that's what I'm doing. But right now, as of the last, I would say 18 hours, when I was doing my digging, I just saw some developments on a lot of different ones. There's eight tokens that I'm really paying attention to now. Two of them I've been knowing about literally over a year, and but I was like, they're tied to a particular project, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to get those. I just, whatever. But they start moving a little bit, and I wish we could have caught them at the exact bottom. But I mean, they're still low. But I'm doing research on those today after I get off the stream to decide what move there is to make. And like I said, I'll try not to give too many picks to the Patreon or whatever because I don't want people to over diversify. But in case somebody missed the earlier pick or they want a new pick or they just like the new pick, you don't have to get in every single pick in the Patreon. But these are some good picks. So I have like 8 of them that I really it's probably going to take me till tomorrow to get through all 8 of them, like deep research and see where they're going. But I'm kind of upset because 2 of them we could have definitely got in on the very bottom, but they've only like 1x or 2x from where they were. So it's still early, but me, I don't know if y'all know, I like getting in on the very bottom. So anyway, after the stream, I'm going to research all that stuff. And then this story, I was talking about Binance coming with their next platform for token listing speculation, like people speculating what token they're going to list next, or and I was saying it's really just, I think some people in the comments are saying it too. It's just like another form of gambling, another way for them to collect fees. No matter what exchanges you use, which one you like the best. Listen, they all out to get your money and get some fees. Just use them for what you need to use them for. Buy on exchange and send your tokens back to cold storage because it's just another way for them to make money. And I was saying, especially with the people who want everybody's on a meme coin team. So everybody's going to be trying to speculate about their meme coin getting listed on Binance. They're going to start making posts telling you it's getting listed on Binance. And that's why you can't get tricked about a lot of these meme coins. I stated this yesterday about one, but I saw a second one today that's been running. And I don't know if it's going to continue to run or stop. But what I do know is nothing but scammers from the past that are running these projects. And it makes me leery even when I see something 5x and people are like, this is the next meme coin. I'm like, I go look at who's following Twitter, who's behind it. Sometimes I go on the blockchain, search the wallets and everything. And I'm like, yep, the same typical scammer. So I'm like, well, are they going to really let this one run? Because meme coins are kind of a narrative this cycle, or are they going to rug pull on y'all? So y'all might ask me about a token. I'm just like, if it seems like a decent meme token, I'll throw something in there. But it's a lot of scammers running these now. Y'all don't know them because y'all may be new. Even if you hear last cycle, you probably don't know. But these guys been around 3 and 4 cycles, and they all got a little team. They all talk on the phone and be like, "Hey, we about to start a new meme coin. I'm gonna throw you some tokens, and we're gonna start shilling it because we all got, 250,000 followers on Twitter, X, or whatever." But anyway, that's to the little Binance gambling thing. But I brought it up. Sometimes they say it's bad to bring stuff to people's attention, but I don't think it's something you want to get into. I think it's just another way to lose money. Crypto's gamble enough, so you don't need to add more gambling to it. Yeah. Let me see what the Bitcoin price is doing. It's gonna be a funny day. That's what I can see. It might be a crazy pump over the weekend. Breaking news: Jupiter Exchange flipped Uniswap V3 Ethereum in 24-hour volume. I'm gonna talk some more about this later with another pretty big news story later as well. But listen, people talk about all the stuff about Solana having downtime and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you one thing from last cycle and just knowing Solana, because Solana has cheaper fees once retail comes in, whether they come from last cycle or they just find out that Solana has cheaper fees and you start hearing about meme coins on Solana, you're going to eventually find out that Ethereum has high fees and Solana doesn't or whatever. And so a lot of that volume is going to start going to Solana. I think even more this cycle than last cycle. So you're going to see a lot of the, as already happened, a lot of the Solana tokens in the ecosystem have been running pretty fast, whether it's meme tokens or a serious project. Even Jupiter was moving a lot yesterday, and it's a pretty big market cap. But also, there's also, excuse me, I don't even think I have this in my notes, but there also is like Jupiter Exchange airdrops coming up. So a lot of people are staking the Jupiter Exchange tokens because they want the airdrop. So maybe that's something you guys can get in on. I don't know if you remember, I got quite a bit of the airdrop last time. But I think they still have 30% of the airdrop to finish. So, but nobody knows how it's going to happen. They don't know what the criteria is for the airdrops or whatever. But so people are just flocking over to Jupiter, and that's why the exchange volume is going up. So if you got extra time and you want to get on and get in on that, maybe you can transact on the Jupiter exchange, and maybe you can, maybe get in on the next airdrop or whatever. Because I think that's why a lot of volume is going there as well. Not just Solana fees being cheaper than Ethereum, but people are already starting to get annoyed because I would say where we are now is where we were at almost in the peak of the cycle last time, as far as transaction volume. And I think the volume is just going to keep increasing. So hopefully Ethereum solves these gas fees, but it's good for Solana right now. That's why you diversify different tokens, different ecosystems. You can't just be married to one token or one ecosystem. So anyway, next story. So if you don't know, so this is, excuse me, let me read this correctly. Am I reading that correctly? That can't be right. Okay, listen, y'all. Like I said, sometimes you get your news from Twitter, but I should have dug deeper on this one. I didn't. That's not what I thought I read before. But I don't know. They say I'm trying to. I think it's a billion. The top number says a trillion, does it not, y'all? That's what's throwing me off. I'm sorry, but I think it's $1 billion in USDT has been minted, not 1 trillion. They gotta watch their typos. $1 billion of Tether has been minted, which means they're printing Tether. So a lot of people are going to be transacting on the market, doing trades and stuff. So they need to have enough USDT out there for people to make purchase, sell out of it, and all that stuff, and holding stable coins. So anytime you see them printing a lot of USDT like this, that means usually, let me tell y'all something, that usually not for Bitcoin. I mean, it could be for Bitcoin, but it's usually altcoins. That's why I say go ahead and get into altcoins you're going to be in. Stop trying to trade in and out. Get in the good ones that you think can get you 100x, 1000x, and that's how you chill and just relax. You know what I'm saying? So let the gains come to you. And along those lines, we see here the crypto exchange daily volume rises to nearly $100 billion for the first time since 2021. As I just said, like the trading volume that we're having now, we haven't had since not the peak of last cycle, because the peak was like the fall, but we had that first peak in like April, early May last cycle, if you were here. So yeah, the exchange volume on exchanges or centralized exchanges is near $100 billion. So a lot of people thinking retail is coming back, but I still think it's going to be so much more retail coming back. And even for the retailers back, I always talk about this all the time. A lot of them still sitting on the sidelines, like they're back, but they're not sure if they want to make trades yet or whatever. Or they hearing that somebody saying the price going to drop or whatever. See, that's why you got to be on this channel and in the Patreon. So like, listen, we get in early, we ain't paying attention to all that stuff. Every time they said the price was going to drop, it just kept going up. Like if you were here early enough, especially around that $24,000, $25,000 Bitcoin and $32,000 Bitcoin earlier this cycle, everybody swear we was going back to 12K and 15K. And so many people listened to the bears or whatever, and they got wrecked and end up buying way higher than they should have. Some people are still holding on at 42,000. Now look, we up here almost at 70,000. They still talking the same nonsense, but it is what it is. So there's a lot of money still on the sidelines, even for the people already here. So that's good. Look for us that are in the market and we already positioned and ready. So anyway, this is kind of the story I want to talk about. It's just kind of leeway where I want to talk about it. But Base, which does not, this is blockchain, but they don't have a token. I don't think they're ever going to have a token because Coinbase don't want those problems. But Base said it will support EIP 4844 from day one, following the Denkun upgrade. We talked about this quite a bit, but pretty much, the Denkun upgrade is supposed to lessen the fees on the layer twos, but I'm really hoping this is going to kind of do something for Ethereum itself. Should I read this? Okay, just in case you're new to the channel, I'll just go through this really fast. The Denkun upgrade, Ethereum layer 2 base is expected to support the Denkun upgrade from day one, including the EIP 4844 to reduce network fees. I don't like the way they said it because it's really layer 2s, but anyway, the team predicted a reduction over 10 times on the network following the upgrade. See, it keeps saying the network, but anyway. The team at Ethereum Layer 2 base stated it will provide support for the upcoming Denkun upgrade from day one, including the much anticipated EIP 4844, aiming to reduce fees on the network. The implementation of Denkun on Ethereum is expected to significantly lower fees for users of Layer 2's. Estimates from base suggest a reduction of over 10 times, particularly benefiting rollups. But like I said, this is for the Layer 2s, but I'm hoping that some kind of way we can reduce these fees on ETH is what most people care about. A lot of us do trade on the layer 2s. We got tokens on the layer 2s, but I'm looking for the ETH fees to drop. I want to get and talk about blobs and stuff. We talked about that before on the channel, but I got some other stuff to talk about, so I'm going to try to kind of get through this. Maybe I'll come back to this story a little bit later, but yeah, I just want to see the reduction in fees on ETH itself. Wait, what happened to my article here? This is a kind of boring story. It's kind of important, but it's just, this story is pretty much just talking about how, a lot of people can save money if we're using blockchain instead of like the credit card fees and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, we could talk about that another day. but yeah, I think that's pretty much the news for today. I think we went kind of fast. What is this I have here? That's something I want to dig into later. I don't want to really talk about this right now. But it's just more speculation of how, like, people saying how they think this cycle is going to work. Yeah, we know it's going to be more money and stuff, and a lot of people don't end up making money in the cycle. But I believe if you're in the cycle now and you're paying attention, you're on the right YouTubes and Patreons and group and all that kind of stuff, that you should make money. This is this really detailed article that I didn't get the chance to dig into like I wanted to. But what I will say is, don't trade, don't leverage, find good tokens early, and then oh yeah, I had this I had this graphic here. So yeah. So oh, I just messed it up, didn't I? Hold on, let me pull that back up. Oh, full screen, scared of full screen. But so I had this graphic here, which is funny to me. But then I switched myself around. Look at that. Y'all see me bouncing back and forth. But it's funny. This is like Steve Carell when he's on The Office, and I was saying, like, a lot of people that haven't been through a cycle before, like maybe you're seeing that your altcoins are sitting still or whatever, you think nothing's going on, but I'm telling you, when they start to move, this is going to be your reaction. You're gonna be like, it's happening. Like, it's just gonna happen out of nowhere. You're just gonna be sitting up thinking you're just gonna wake up and watch Crypto's old stream. You're probably gonna be sipping your coffee all calm, and then you're gonna look at your portfolio and it's probably gonna 6x. It just happens that fast. So but I say this to say, even though this graphic is funny, even with the euphoria, because people get depressed when they see their portfolio fall, or you just get you get antsy and impatient when your portfolio is not moving. But that's almost better than the euphoria, like that some of y'all are not going to be able to control your emotions when your portfolio starts moving. And I'm, like I said, I'm not talking about 50%. I'm not talking about 4x. I'm talking about like serious exercise. I tell you all the time, like, I don't really start feeling some type of way until my, one of my plays like does an 8x or whatever. 4x is pretty cool, but like 8x is when I started to like, okay, cool, we in there. Because as I always say, it can retrace to a 5x or a 4x or whatever. But once you hit a solid 8x, you kind of like you in good profit and stuff, and it's it's cool. So I'm not even gonna review that story. I'm gonna get to you guys' questions here, and decent timing. Yeah, I do have a meeting after this, so 24 minutes, not bad, with the exception of the sound went out for a minute. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Izzy said, "Let's F and go. Let's F and go." My friend PC said, "Happy start to a new day. Happy start to a new day. Good morning, everybody." Tad Ape said, "Good morning. Good morning." Lucas said, "Hey Zoe, how you doing, bro? I'm doing pretty good. A little tired. I'm looking forward to my weekend break, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm going to really have that because, like I said earlier, I got a couple of projects that I need to really dig into. About 6 to 8 of them. Two of them, like I said, I'm a little upset because I could have got us in there earlier, but I still got to look. I'm not like all the way like, oh, I should have did it. I'm looking because you can't hold everything. You know what I mean? So, but I'm doing good. I'm gonna have to work a lot more than I probably want to this weekend though. John Ferguson said, "What's up? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too." Because you said I sold all my AGI before the second pump. Yeah, what did it do? I know a lot of you guys were talking about it. Y'all got in early on that. Um, Man, I'm telling you, some really good AI plays coming out later. Hopefully, not too late in the cycle though. Also, yeah, you. Oh, come on, man. That was yeah. You probably sold too early. I mean, I don't follow the ecosystem in the community, so I don't know how bullish it was or whatever. I know I see people talking about it. Um, but if the community was bullish, I mean, that was only where'd you sell out at, man? Because I mean, it's just about to hit a 10x. You probably should have held on a little longer. I don't know. I mean, not financial advice, but you do what you do. Richard, I don't know what that is. If that's some weird meme coin, we don't do that over here, sir. Um, that sounds like, is that a pick, Mister Richard? Because that sounds like hot garbage. If that's a I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Okay, I'm just keep moving. Chuck LeMay said, "Curious if they have any single commodity or stock at 0.5%." I wouldn't know. I can't even tell you. I wish I knew when I lost sound, but I think I went back and covered everything pretty much. Um, yeah, I say every time. It's so many moving pieces over here. Y'all don't realize. So it's like so many moving pieces I have to keep up with. Precarious said, "Can you repeat all that again?" Hopefully, I did. I probably summed it up more than I wanted to, but yeah. Chuck said it was about 3 minutes missed. Uh, so yeah, let's see here. Yeah, if you guys got any questions about tokens in the chat, get those in too. Um, get that. Let me check on. Look at this foolishness. Come on, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this foolishness. Look at that. How we do that. Y'all chill. I'm trying to tell y'all chill though. Because let me tell you something. Like I said, last time it did this, it went up to 69 and dropped to 66. Y'all was like, see, I knew it. And that's when somebody sold one of their tokens, and then Bitcoin went right back up like 68.5. So let me just take off this off stream because y'all probably can't handle that. Just chill, just chill. um Tad said you were saying how we were going to 1000x with the new play you were about to tell me. Which one was that? I don't know if I said that recently. Now you got me thinking. Which one is that? When did I say that? Did you mean 100x maybe? I'm usually always I'm always shooting for 100x, but my conservative target for comfort, I say 50x. I don't remember saying 1000x. You might have to hit me up in the Patreon about that one. I usually remember when I say I got so many picks and so many things I'm going over, but remind me if so. I mean, of course, we got a couple that could do 1000x, but that's potential. Like I tell y'all, even on this channel, I try to keep it real. Don't be fooled by these YouTubers and stuff that be saying could potentially 1000x. Yeah, anything could potentially. You know how strong of a word potentially is. So I don't know if I said that, but let me know on the Patreon. Just message me and let me know what that one was. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, we always shooting for 100x, so hopefully 200x. But I try to like get people's minds right and just think if you get 50x, you're good. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these gonna overperform that. But it's just to set it in your mindset because I'm telling your mind is going to be the most dangerous thing when it comes to taking profits. I'm trying to tell you. Um, Surely Fortune said world's largest DAI wallet. I be thinking about holding DAI sometimes as a stable, but I don't know. Anyway, Surely Fortune said, world's largest DAI wallet with 600 million just bought verified on chain. Do you own Richard? Oh, you talking about Richard? Oh, we already saw that. That was I already know that news. I don't talk about Richard news, man. Richard's buying a whole bunch of he's buying a whole bunch of Ethereum and whatever. But I mean, that's money he stole from people who invested in Hex and Pulse. I'm gonna keep telling you on this channel, don't touch the ecosystem. I don't care how bullish you think the community is. Like, that junk is trash. All those people made Richard Hart's. They made him rich with all that Pulse and Hex stuff or whatever. So yeah, that's Richard Hart's wallet. Yeah, I track wallets and stuff too, and stuff. I keep it with a lot of that news, but I try not to talk about them. But I'll talk about them today. That I tell anybody to stay away from Pulse Chain. It's a piece of trash project. I don't care what nobody say. So if you want to fight about it, we can do that. But it's trash. All he did was extract money from people who need that money, bought himself cars and watches and all that. Pulse Chain is trash, trash, trash. I'll say it again. Pulse Chain, Hex, all that ecosystem is trash. Stay away. Anyway, I'm done with that. As he said, is it okay to get dot and link for so? I don't know if I'm understanding your statement. Is it okay to get dot and link for so? Are you saying to trade out of one or the other? I know Dot is supposed to have a 2.0 upgrade, and I know they had the pair chains and all that stuff. But I'm just not. I know a lot of people saying that Dot is going to shock people, and they got all these developments, but I don't have time for that much speculation. Like, crypto speculation enough to see what they're going to come back and do. I know Link has some great developments and some partnerships they're making in the traditional finance world and all that kind of stuff too. But I already have my blue chips, so being sold one of them. So I mean. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do there. But even for bigger caps or mid caps, I would probably choose some other things other than those. Let me see where. Let me even see where Dot is at right now. I just don't have the time to keep it with every single ecosystem. They're at 13, but yeah, I wouldn't even. I think I still had Dot when it was around 4, because it's around like $4 or $5 for a long time during the bear market. But it's at 13 billion now. I don't see myself picking up Dot or Link right now. Somebody said, how come the games are not running? You guys are very impatient, I see. We're just getting started. Like, we're just getting started in the cycle. People haven't started their marketing yet. Yeah, they haven't started their marketing yet. People are waiting until they know it's a good time to start. Like, when the games are going to be looking good, it's going to be parabolic. Yeah, pretty much the marketing. A lot of the games haven't came out with their alphas or the full games yet. But like I said, it's pretty much people waiting. You don't want to start pumping your project in a volatile time in the market, wasting your marketing dollars. Some people are waiting for more tokens to come out of circulation. But I always try to buy stuff at the bottom price. And that, so many people talk about waiting for dilution and stuff, but that's stupid, because why are you waiting for 20% dilution? The price is 3x and whatever. So it's all about, I keep saying, it's all about holding the most amount of tokens that you can for whatever project it is. Now, like I said, there could be a project that you hold one token because the price is higher, but it's based on the micro. This is so much information, I'm trying to say it once. It is based on the market cap. So it's not all about the meme coins. I'm holding 1 billion tokens. It doesn't matter. It just matters like what price you bought it at and what market cap you bought it at. So like I said, I use this all the time with G Swift. People like, hold on, dilution is coming. So wait till the dilution of G Swift comes and then buy it. That's the dumbest advice ever. And people think they sound so smart when they're saying that, because the only thing you want to do is buy it at the cheapest price. It's just like buying anything else you buy in the store. It's a car, clothes. You just want to buy at the cheapest price. So if I feel like this is the bottom price or it's near the bottom price, I'm going to buy it. I don't care what dilution is coming into it. Just people think they're smart when they talk about dilution. But anyway, there's a lot of reasons why the gaming stuff is not running yet. But the thing about, for me, is once gaming starts running, I don't feel like it's like AI, where AI needs an AI conference or NVIDIA conference or some kind of AI used to pump it. Once games start pumping, it's a game. Like, nobody is bullish on Grand Theft Auto on Tuesday and not bullish on Wednesday. Like, once the game is out there and people know about it and it's hot, like, they just keep pumping. They don't need a narrative or anything like that. Versus like AI or whatever other narratives or whatever. But yeah, AI is pumping crazy right now because of a lot of different stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's patience, my friend. It's patience. Oh, this might be a short stream today. If y'all don't have any more questions, where we at? As he said, is it okay to get rid of Dot and Link and Matic for Sol? Let me tell you this. For some reason, I heard somebody say recently that somebody put out a buy alert for Sol. Like that's dumb, because I was buying Sol like $8. Like I would call it now. I'll call it now. Round up to $9 this cycle, not last cycle. So you had a chance to buy Sol at $9. That sucker's up like 15x. I hold it, but once again, I'm not on here to pump my bags, and one, my channel's not big enough. But I'm not here to pump my bags and feed bags that have already ran to y'all that y'all don't have a chance to get gains on. Nobody should be. Listen, in a bullish case scenario, I've seen people say Sol could get to $1,000. Once again, I got in around 9. They say it can get to $1,000. It's super bullish 2,000, but for you, that's only like a what 7 to 17x or whatever. Even for getting in a blue chip, as far as blue chips, we can talk about stuff off stream in the Patreon about some bigger caps you can get into. But I mean, I got in early. I can't tell you to get into that. Let retail that comes in late get into that. Unless you want to buy some Sol and stake it, because I will say I talked about the Jupiter earlier, but Solana has a lot of airdrops coming up too. Um, but I'm myself. I don't chase airdrops. I told you I have Celestia and I hold that for airdrops, and it's just because I already bought it at the bottom near $2 or whatever. I wish I got an airdrop to me from staking Cosmos, but I didn't. But I bought it early at the bottom near $2, so I have quite a bit of it to stake. So I'm not chasing Celestia airdrops; they just come to me. But that's the only reason I would kind of tell somebody to buy Sol now. Because what is Sol? Is it like 150 is right right now? Let me look. Yeah, it was at 152 for a minute. So for the people who's trying to trade, and they're probably telling everybody Bitcoin is about to crash to 17,000 or whatever. So a lot of people are kind of selling out of it right now because maybe they're trading. I don't know. But yeah, it's near 150, and so we're talking about getting to a 1,000x. Won't be many gains for you, my friend. But that's your decision. I hold it, but I wouldn't tell you this is a good time. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I do have a meeting right up. I gotta send something. Just a minute. My bad. I know my streams be different, but sometimes I gotta, like, we live regular life. Y'all should know I have a regular life. You know what I mean? So all right. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Do you know? I'm scared to say that out loud, Tad, because there's like 4 different ones, and I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There is one that is potentially good, but I don't know. The crazy thing is because I see people hyping up both, and one of them is the fake one and is a piece of trash. So I don't know. We could talk about that later. Oh, if it's the one I'm thinking of, next week. I'm gonna still have to look. I gotta. That's too much to do on stream right. Let me see. I don't see anything right away. You might be some of the main. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But if it's that one, it's pretty decent. I didn't go deep into it, but I do know quite a bit about it. Anyway, let's see where we at. Where we at? Chuck Lemay said, I heard Google search volume is still low compared to last bull. Yeah, because it's going to take a little bit more. Because people are like, oh, that's, people have in their mind, like some people have in their mind that like 69 is the top and the furthest that Bitcoin could go. And I know that sounds probably funny to you because you're in crypto. But that's probably their mindset. When they start seeing it say 70, 80,000 and 100,000 is probably when they're going to really come back. Yes. Oh, yeah. So yeah, all retail. Oh, definitely no. All retail is not back. Yeah, we still have time for that. I can't say how much time because this thing could go crazy and be done by the end of the year. But I still am of the mindset that they probably going to try to push it. But I want to be ready for either way how it happens. If it's a quicker cycle that ends, I gotta be ready. I gotta be in position. I'm not trying to get caught slipping. Morning, Zoe, I DM you on the Patreon. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll try to look at it. I try to keep everything. It's all right. I'll look at it. I'll look at it afterwards. Speaking of Patreon, this Patreon, if you want to get in Patreon, is patreon.com/cryptozo. Currently, right now, it's probably one of the cheapest and best value Patreons in the space, but the price will double soon. So if you want to get in there, go ahead and get in there. I was going to say some stuff. I'll probably talk about that later, but I'll talk about it later. Chuckman said, by dilution, do you mean a price drop? No, it just means like when more tokens come into circulation, like from the vesting schedule, whatever, when people who invested in the pre-sales or the private sales or whatever are starting to get their tokens. So, some are bigger than others, like 10% like coming into circulation, I don't really be caring about. It's like when you have something like 30% coming to is sometimes something to worry about, but sometimes that's not even as big of a deal, depending on where the tokens are going. Because sometimes they're going to the investors, sometimes they're going to the treasury or whatever. So it all depends where they're going or whatever. So when more tokens come into circulation, it kind of drops the price. So say I'm just using an example. If you have a token that's $1 million market cap, and then you have $300,000 worth of tokens coming to circulation, that's 30% that market cap. And so it causes the market cap to drop maybe to 800,000. Sometimes they don't drop like the full to 700,000, which would be 30%, but it may drop down to 800, 800,000, 900,000, whatever. So, but yeah, 5% coming into market here and there. I don't really be focused on that stuff, but some vesting schedules are pretty rough. Like Shrapnel's is pretty rough, and some other projects, but yeah, just it dilutes the price a little bit. But if the price is moving up and people are buying it, you don't even really notice it as it's happening or whatever. It's usually when a token is sitting still. And I know one of ours was sitting still for a minute and like 30% came into it and it still barely made the price do anything. So that's why I always just tell people, just get in at the best price and stop worrying about dilution. Ad thinks I kind of disagree with dilution. Your argument is valid when the sell pressure is bought up. No, actually, I just proved that point. Like I said, we had a play that wasn't moving at all. 30% of his market cap came into the market and it barely moved. So I'm telling you, I ain't gonna argue about it. I know I'm right about it because I've been in multiple cycles and I've seen this. And most people get one of the things that people get burned on in the market most is that stupid argument of dilution. That's one of the first things I think I made a video about that on my channel. And I keep seeing people talk about it sounding smart, and you're not being smart because you're missing out. I'm going to buy it at a cheaper price than you. I don't care what nobody says. Because every time I've seen people say, wait, don't buy it. Dilution is coming in the market. I bought it at 10 cents. You who waited for dilution bought it at 35 cents. So it's not even a conversation for me because I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm usually not like that strong on live and stuff and arrogant, but that's something I know. I've seen it a billion times. Nobody can argue with me on that. And I went to school for math. All I pay attention to is math and numbers. So I watch all the people talk about dilution, trying to sound smart because they want to get engagement on their Twitters and they're messing their followers up. I told people go watch my G Swift video. Watch what I said in that video. Watch the price action on G Swift. Watch everybody on Twitter. Go back on Twitter and look at everybody saying, wait, G Swift has dilution. You know when those people bought G Swift? When it was 17 cents. I bought it at 4 cents. So nobody can have that argument with me about dilution. Like that's how everybody gets wrecked and they end up buying later. Like that's just what happens. It always happens. I see it happen all the time. Huge dilution, like we had, if y'all on the Patreon, you know what I mean? Like that price of that token wasn't moving at all. And matter of fact, it would like retrace 5 and 10% here and there. And then 30% of the supply came into the market and it may have went down 15%, maybe. And then it went right back up. And so we still were buying at a cheaper price. There's people right now that are waiting to buy that token when the dilution comes out. And I'm going to prove them wrong again. I'll bet 10 grand on it. I'll put 10 grand on it that those stupid people are going to buy it later because they're, the dilution. They're going to wait, but we have already bought it at a cheaper price. So I'm telling you, waiting for dilution is how people get wrecked. You just need to look at the chart, see the price movement, see what the cheapest price is, and that's when you buy in it. And so that's why I say it's important to listen to the right people on Twitter and be in the right Patrons because I see everybody get wrecked on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be petty. Next stream, I'm gonna be petty, and I'm gonna pull up all the people who was talking about G Swift and to wait for the dilution, and then I'm gonna show you when they tell people to buy, and they're gonna be like, "See, I got you in at the bottom." No, sir, you did not. You told people to buy at 12 cents. You told people to buy at 17 cents. My new channel, who had 3 subscribers, I was telling everybody, buy this now. It's at 4 cents. Buy it now. Go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a whole slide about it. All those people were saying to wait to buy it. I'm a math guy. Can't argue with me about math. So anyway, moving right along. Izzy said, "You think the bull run has started, and will it end early 2025 or late 2025?" I can't say. Like I said, it's something we're gonna have to talk about every day, every single week. We're gonna have to revisit this topic. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to revisit this all the time, man. We're gonna have to revisit it all the time. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. You can't just sit it and forget it. Set it and forget it. I said sit it. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this foolishness. Oh, y'all tripping. Let me see. I ain't worried about it. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just the way I do it is I try to position myself um, just in case it ends early. That's why I'm trying to get positioned now. And if it goes longer, I keep saying this on this channel. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong in a good way. I'm going to be wrong in a way that causes me to make more money than I thought, not the reverse. So I'm just positioning myself. So, I'm ready. Teddy, I was just joking about the 1000x because your mic cut. Oh, I was like, did I say that? When was that? I hope we do get some 1000x's. I hope have some potential, some ones that can do it. What am I doing? Let me do my math right. But yeah, we actually have, and one isn't a pick, but y'all should know which one. I think we have two that could potentially do 1000x. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I never really try to say that. I'm always shooting for 100x, 50x minimum. Yeah, you had me thinking hard, Tad. I was like, uh Magic Mar said, "Hey Zoe, keep up the great work. Thoughts on Hello going into the Solana blockchain?" I have not. I'm gonna be honest. I said don't set it and forget it, but I bought Hello so early that I did. I just sat on the side like, oh, let's just see what this does. It's so speculative that I'm gonna be honest. I do not fully keep up with what Hello is doing, and it was just one of those things that pretty much, pretty much everybody picked up in the bear market because there was not much around, and we saw Rand and all the influencers that were on the project. But it's probably something they would need to do, to be honest, if they want to start getting more movement. Because a lot of people are just talking about the Ethereum gas fees. New people are starting to find out about it because people are asking me about it. Like, hey, what they mean by this Ethereum gas fees and all this, whatever. So as the cycle goes on and people see the ETH fees go up, some people will shy away from Ethereum tokens. One of my first Patreon members, who's been a really good member, that was one of the first things he said. He was like, I don't buy Ethereum tokens. He's like, I'm not paying those gas fees when it's time to sell out. He said he doesn't care how much money he made. I guess he can make $100,000. He is not willing to pay $80 gas fees to pull out that $100,000. So a lot of people are going to be like that. So we're going to see how it goes. That's why I try to diversify across a lot of different picks and whatever. So it could do them well. We'll see. Maybe they're trying to be interoperable. As he said, the reason I asked about getting rid of Dotmatic and Link because I need to clean and reorganize my portfolio. Have I visited your portfolio? Once again, I'm sorry if I don't remember everybody's portfolio. When I do look at yours, I look at it specifically in that time period and I look over it well, but I may not remember whose it was. I feel like I was trying to finish yours or something. Or you were supposed to give me more information. I'll have to look at your portfolio, and then it depends on how much capital you're working with as well. Because if you have more capital, you do want to hold some blue chips. But if you don't have much capital, sometimes you do have to have a Hail Mary. But if you got a lot of money you're working with, you can't put everything into a Hail Mary. You got to make sure you have some kind of hedge or whatever. Don't just be crazy. Mm. But yeah, I'll revisit it. Send me a DM or a message. Crypto Check said, "Do you think Neon and Demo are still a good buy?" Demo, Neon, I'm bullish on Neon. I think Neon's still a great buy. Demo is isn't Demo the deep end joint when you're driving around and you have the cameras or whatever? Hold on, y'all. I'll keep that window open. I think that's the one. When you're like the Google mapping kind of thing. It's in the deep end narrative. I wish I would have caught it earlier. I think it ran up. Ooh, it looked like it retraced a bit though. Because wasn't this up to? Oh no, that's about where it was at. That was its top. Okay, so it started climbing up there around Thanksgiving, and it's kind of been sitting in that range since around Christmas. A lot of people are really bullish on Demo. What do I think? I think if demo really takes off, it could really it could do well, but I don't know if demo is something I would pick up now. Maybe if I picked it up earlier. Like I said, it's definitely a good deep end play or whatever. I don't know if I would pick it up right now though. Me myself, mm, it's just my take on it. Kasim said, "How do you cut emotions out of it?" Is that a personal question to me or a general question? I'm gonna give y'all a little life story. Y'all should be used to this on the channel by now. So I realize with patience and emotions, I know I say that a lot on here, and it's not to downplay anybody's emotions. Like I said, I understand a lot of people have anxiety, and or some of you just being new to the market and you're not used to these price movements. But one thing I say about in life, a lot of the bad things that happen to you in life, actually could be some of the best things. So one of the bad things that happened to me was I had this really terrible relationship I was in that stressed me out really bad, and so I had what you call two transient ischemic attacks, which is in layman's terms to break it down, it's kind of like a baby stroke. So I had two of those, and so ever since then, I just try to like monitor my emotions more. Like I haven't practiced Buddhism or anything, but I'm pretty much like a monk. Like even when I go to get a checkup, like my I'm chill. Like I'm an athlete too, but it's even better than athletes. And so I really try to monitor my emotions. I will say that I hate to bring this up, but even when I was like getting I got a little rowdy, I'll say that as some people say on one of the streams a little ways back, I still like I usually don't feel the blood pressure going up. You know how you get mad and you feel your blood pressure going up? Or you feel your head starting to hurt or whatever. I know how to control it to a level where it's not affecting me in that kind of way. But anyway, so after that, I just try not to let stuff like move my emotions so much. I try to be in control of my own emotions. So that helped me. But at the same time, what can help you is that you just got to realize that we are, even if the cycle goes faster, that we are early-ish, right? The altcoins are still at their bottoms. I still feel like they have to run. You know what I mean? So that's why I say even conservatively, I feel like portfolios in our Patreon should be 50x minimum, and you should be happy with that. But we are shooting for the 100 and 200x. But realize you're at the bottom. These price swings are going to happen. My emotions are also controlled because I've been through cycles before. I've seen that Bitcoin does these big old price movements or whatever, and people get afraid out. Like to you, you might see it go from 70,000 to 65,000, and you think that's a lot. But for me, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Because a real big move, to be honest with y'all, a big move that I'm used to is Bitcoin being at 65,000 right now and dropping to $47,000 tomorrow. And I still would just look at it like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, my altcoins fell. All right, let me buy some more. That's how I am. So, and for mainly this will probably help with women, but when was the last time you went to the store and you wanted to buy the dress at full price? Never. So you gotta treat it just like when you're shopping for something. Guys, if you're shopping for a car or whatever it is, not trying to make this a sex role thing or whatever, but you looking for a sale. So when I see the price in Bitcoin drop or altcoin that I really believe in, I like, I'm excited because it's like, dang, finally y'all put the blue light special on and gave me a sale. So it makes me excited to see the price drop, probably more than go up. At this time in the cycle, I'm more excited to see the price go down. Literally, that is a factual statement. That's not me trying to be funny or trying to be like, ooh, I'm so bullish. Right now, at the point of the cycle where we're in, I get much more excited about price drops than I do about the price going up. And after you go through a couple of cycles, you'll see what I mean. Because a lot of people say it, but I guess they don't really say why. But that's what it is. You believe in a project, even though you might have bought it at 10 cents, and you feel like 10 cents is a good entry. If I see it fall to 6 cents, I'm dumb excited. I'm like panicking, like I panic buy it. Like I literally panic buy. I don't panic sell. I'll be like, yo, it was 10 cents. It's 6 cents now. I'm about to go load up on some more of that. I'm excited. But even that, you got to control that excitement too. So, but yeah, you just got to be chill and know that you early and that, the prices are going to go up from here. And that does nothing for your psyche anyway. It zaps your brain strength and your brain power. So, you just got to be chill. Kasim, I think I'm saying that correctly. I'm chilling, man. Tadek said people complained about the dilution of a coin you picked and still ripped like 5 and holding steady. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to tell y'all. And so let me I know. Listen. I got a strong voice and I'm very passionate. Replaying that through my head, it sounds like I chewed ad tank out. But I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been through this rodeo too many times, man. I've been through this too many times, and people be panicking and telling about dilution, and it makes them sound smart to people who don't know. But I'm like, it's a bad argument. And about the worst dilution you can get is one that we had recently, 30%, and it did like nothing. Like, so man, I'm trying, because what was happening is nobody. Here's the thing with dilution and on the unlock days, this is what nobody talks about. Do you know what time the unlock is happening? No, you don't. Nobody does. So you know what's happening throughout that day. People are like, the dilution is coming. You think the price is dropping? I think the price is dropping. So it'll drop like 2%. And when it drops 2%, they think this kind of dilution. So people are slowly buying on those unlock days anyway. And so it barely affects the price. And like I said, even with the one play I'm talking about, so it's supposed to be 30% dilution that day. And so the price dropped like 7 to 8%. And people's like, was that it? And so people started buying it. So it never got that full 30% drop because people kept buying up the 6% drops and whatever. So it never came. And those people who are buying during that time, they are buying the best prices. I'm gonna try to break this down even simpler. I'm not trying to say any of y'all on stream are stupid or anything, but like it's basic. If you're buying something at $1, if you have $10 and you buying something at $1, you get 10 of them. If you are the person who's saying that I'm going to wait for dilution, I'm going to see what happens, you're going to end up buying at $2. You only have 5 of them. Very simple math. You bought at the bottom price, you get 10 of them. You wait for dilution, you get 5 of them. So you have 10 of these tokens. When it gets to a price of $50, you now have $500. You have $500. The person who waited for dilution and they only bought 5 tokens, they only have 5 tokens. The price gets to $50, they only have $250. Your goal is to buy at the cheapest price that you see. When you see that little chart on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, you're like, I think this is the bottom price. Or Zoe says, hey, I think this is the bottom price. Is when Zoe is going to try to get in. And that's when you should be trying to get in because it's the bottom price or it's near the bottom price. Don't be the idiot because some of these plays, when you wait for dilution, they go 3 and 4x before you know it, and you're going to be looking stupid. You're going to be buying less tokens. You're not smart because you waited for the dilution to come. You're smart when you buy the most tokens. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm going to leave that one alone. But yeah, like Tad Ape said, I heard people talking about, but the dilution, and that token started running. Now they looking crazy. Like, should I still buy it? You should have bought it at the cheapest price is what you should have did. Yeah, not after the 5x. Katie Kate said there's a good interview on DOAC with XCIA guy where he talks a lot about separating rational and emotional brain. Ooh, I probably need to check that out. I like watching stuff like that. Kasim said, thanks, Katie K. Oh, look at you guys talking in the comments. That's cool. Tad Ape said, LOL. I'm not sure. I said a lot of crazy stuff, so I don't even know what you laughing at. S31 KDM said, what's the word on Connects Network? It's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very, very smart project with a lot of smart developers, smart backers behind it. So as I was saying, even with the gaming projects, they're waiting for that hotness for the bull run to really heat up before they start pushing the project. They're not trying to pump the price, market, and all that kind of stuff. But people will definitely figure out about it. And I also say this, I'm gonna bring this up again because I had a comment yesterday on my YouTube, and the people's like, well, how do you have a Patreon if you only? I guess I have like 6 videos about different picks on my channel. Man, I have way more picks than that in the Patreon. And this is not me trying to sell the Patreon, but it's just like people think that's all the picks I have. Like I said, I'm probably not going to make videos about the picks in the future because it's so hot in the bull run. There's so much research for me to be doing. So if you want to find out what the other picks are, you just got to get in the Patreon. I know a lot of people are like, I'm gonna wait till he brings it to the channel. For one, that's always the bad thing to do with anybody's Patreon, anybody's YouTube channel. By the time they bring it to the channel, they've either already packed their bags or their Patreon has packed their bags, vice versa, whatever. So we just gonna be in the secret plays. Whenever people find out about them, they find out about them. As I said, even the other day, like we talked about one in the Patreon, we got in at the bottom at one price. Then another Patreon put out a buy alert. Then another Patreon put out a buy alert. I'm like, appreciate pumping our bags or whatever. So, I don't mind being, underrated or the small YouTube channel. But I know the alpha we provide, especially I say I got like 8 plays I'm looking at today. Can't throw them all out there or whatever. I think I put another good play in there yesterday. Listen, I was tired, y'all. And there's a lot to think about, so I couldn't make it as a buy alert, but I did put information in there about it. I think it's a good project if anybody's considering. But yeah, so Connects Network is one of the ones we have, and so I think it's still a great project. It's definitely going to be out there. Ad Tank is back. Also, okay, Ad Tank understand that I wasn't chewing you out. I'm just very passionate about that subject because I hate to see people getting wrecked by dilution. You have great intuition. Virtual. I hate virtual versions. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't like their project. I do know people got in like the pre and private sale. Let me tell you, it's a lot of scam projects doing pre and private sales too. Pre and private sales and IDOs used to bring legitimacy to projects, but not anymore. I can't say whether they were pump or not, but I think it's a trash project. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't want to flood anybody's bags, but it's just digital twin. What? It seems trash to me. Anyway, Chuck May said, "Gotta go. Peace, guys. Have a great weekend." All right, man. Chuck, see you later, my guy. Thoughts on what is that? Let me see. I feel like I've seen this in another form before, but I don't know. Nobody wants to say on stream that they don't know what something is, but I don't think I know what that project is. I see two of them with that ticker. I'll have to look into it later because I don't even know which one you mean. Oh, one of them, their Twitter account is suspended, and the other one just seems like a terrible name. So I'm gonna probably say no, regardless to which one is the one you're talking about. And yeah, they don't have any followers on Twitter either. I'm going to guess that both whatever project with that ticker is probably not a good project. Yeah. Um, Pound 44 said I had them when I was 35. Oh, I'm thinking you mean the transit ischemic attacks. Yeah, man, it's no joke. It's no joke. One time I was driving too. That was the worst. Arguing in the car with her, which is not something I do. Like me and my present girlfriend, like we could disagree, we can have different opinions, but that arguing mess, like people think, oh, arguing is healthy. You can have a difference of opinion and maybe debating is healthy, but arguing when you screaming and cussing and all that stuff in a relationship, I'm not with that. I'll stare at you before I get into that. Because like I said, having those TIAs is no joke. And yeah, I was saying I was driving in the car and your arms lock up, and I'm the driver, so your arms lock up, and that use of the wheel is gone. Look, crazy woman, you gotta you gotta steer this car. I'm gonna push the brake as best I can. You steer the car to the side of the road, and you put the car in park until I get my bearings back together. Because yeah, it's no joke, man. I don't mess with the TIAs, and I don't mess with arguing and all that kind of stuff. Warner said, "Hi Zoe, thanks for your good videos, best man. Glad you guys appreciate it." So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I ran actually a little bit over time. Sometimes I forget about these meetings. I literally have to go like immediately. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out on the stream. And get into Patreon if you've been thinking about it. Patreon.com/CryptoZoe. The price will double soon. But I'll talk to you next time. Sorry, sorry, think about my meeting. I'll talk